So I'm out here today. I'm going to use my Gravel Rascal, which is over here. Gravel Rascal Pro on my driveway. So I'm in eastern Tennessee, and I've got a pretty steep driveway here, and there's been a front-wheel drive car driving up and down. As you can see, there's some bumps where the person driving the car has had some difficulty with it slipping, and as you can tell, it's put a lot of divots in the maybe you can see a lot of divots in the driveway coming up where it's fairly steep. So I'm going to use the Gravel Rascal, and I'm going to try to smooth this out. A little bit of a difficulty here because there's a little bit of a crown, but I think by and large I should be able to get most of it out. This is the first time, actually the second time I've ever used the Gravel Rascal. The last section or driveway I used it on was a little less steep. So just wanted to take a quick before shot. As you can see, there's some down at the bottom as well, where they've been spinning out trying to get up this driveway. Anyway, wanted to get you this before shot, and we'll see how things go. So the first step in setting the driveway up to get it smooth is to lower the teeth down to ground level and dig up the top level of gravel. Got an electric switch here that allows me to do that. Lower it down. And I'll be running that down a couple of times, and it'll score the driveway, and then I'll use this rake to smooth it back out. So I've made one pass down the driveway, and as you can see, the teeth have scored up the driveway. So I'm going to do probably 2 more just to make sure that I get the most of the unevenness out, kind of stir up the top. It looks like about 1.5 inches or inch of the driveway, and then I'll smooth it out when I'm done. I didn't have the teeth down very far. Here you can see where it didn't really catch. It just caught on the center here. So I need to lower it down a little bit on this top section. This is what it looks like after going down twice. I think in the middle I need to lower it just a little bit. So this is the third pass. Just so you know, this driveway was professionally made, and I'm really concerned about getting too deep and getting into the base material. So I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying not to go down deeper than I have to. I made one more run down the middle because there wasn't supposed to be a crown, and so I kind of ripped that out a little bit. I'm going to do the right side after I'm done with this. But I'm getting ready now to put down the rake. This one's a manual doodad, so got to crank that down. Don't want it quite straight up because I don't want it towing a bunch of stuff along, but I do want it to have a good heavy hit on there. I might take it back just a smidge more. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to run that down and see how it goes. Okay, this is after one run with the rake. It's already starting to look better. So I'm out here again. Yesterday I went through this, redid this driveway with my Gravel Rascal Pro in my ATV, and it looked okay. But after I drove on it last evening, I noticed that there was micro washboarding on it, and we drove on it a couple of times. It's hard to see it. But there definitely is washboard. It really shows up when you're driving at night with headlights. See, there's a little bit there. Anyway, I did some research last night, and I'm going to try a new strategy for getting rid of that washboarding that happens when the gravel rake happens to bounce up and down. So I'm going to do a serpentine pattern to come down, and it'll dig it back up a little bit, but it'll even it out as well. So let's give that a shot. So in order to get that washboarding out, I'm going to be using the rake. And what I've got to do is to set it so it's straight up and down. And at that point, it's like a blade, and it'll move around some of the gravel, but it'll also do a great job smoothing it out. Crank this down to where it's at a 90-degree angle. That's about right. All right, now I'll give it a shot down the driveway. All right, so this is after one pass down the driveway. You can see how the blades have broken up the top soil and really does a great job smoothing it. When you turn, it's interesting because yesterday I just went straight and it didn't smooth it as much. So I've got to go back down it a couple more times to really get the rest of the spots that I missed and to smooth it out. But that's how it works, and hopefully this will have a better finished product than we ran into yesterday. So this is what it looks like after 3 trips down with the rake, and I think it looks a lot better. You'll see there's a couple of ridges along the way that where the gravel was thrown up around the edge, but I'm going to go through with a little hand rake and smooth those out. But I think this will do better. We'll see how this works out, but we don't have any real washboarding or other types of obvious imperfections. So we'll see how this works out. So I want to make a couple observations here before I finish this up. So yesterday, when I finished up, I noticed there was a low spot here. There was another small one down here, but using the rake in the vertical position and kind of moving things around, first of all, I noticed that it has brought more of the gravel to the surface than there was previously. The point of using the rippers is to bring the gravel back to the surface, but when I went over it with the rake the first time, and it wasn't completely vertical, it basically tamped the gravel back down into the dirt. When I did the serpentine pattern, the gravel is laying more on the top. So it looks more like a gravel road now than, a dirt road, which is good. And then the other thing is it filled in this low spot here. It's hard to tell, on the video, but there's a bunch of gravel that was being pulled along by the rake, and it filled in that low spot. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm just going down now with a rake and cleaning up the little ridges. While I'm at it, I wanted to just make the comment that the reason that I got the Gravel Rascal Pro, because in their literature and sales material, they said that you don't have to purchase gravel to fix imperfections in your driveway. You can just bring the gravel back to the surface, and that's quite an expensive, the maintenance is very expensive. So I went ahead and bought my Gravel Rascal, and I got to tell you, this is pretty impressive. So I'm not a salesperson or anything, just a guy who lives in Tennessee, but I'm very pleased with the Gravel Rascal. considering how it's worked my first time out and being a novice.